Ooh, man, oh man, oh man. As of present, you getting nothing but Drayton, 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 and more Drayton. And this is officially Off the Rim.
Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. Cause I'm tryna ball out. Come on if you bout it. But you better keep up. I'm not slowing down. I swear they gon' see us. Ain't no way around it.
What up, everybody? And again, this again will probably be the quick one, and this is probably the last of this series. I probably won't do any of the other conferences, but of the major conferences, of like the Big Six conferences, the Big East, the Big 12, the Big 10, the ACC, the SEC, the Pac 12. Now, going to talk about the conference I believe to be the weakest. Unfortunately, that's the Big 12. Now, for most of these teams, how they finished last season, probably how they finished this season with a few variants, probably in like the middle of the pack. But again, I didn't see like a crazy change for some of these teams, if I'm being honest. Right? Started off at the very bottom. We have Baylor. Again, Baylor's roster is not like when you're looking at this Baylor roster, I don't see anybody that. All right, Morrow Dawn's a guy that I'm a fan of. Xavier Mann could be something, but again, they have nobody on the roster returning that averaged more than 9 points. I usually go by 10, but they have nobody that averaged more than 9 points. And a bunch of these guys were secondary players in prep, and that doesn't. And when I say secondary players, that's not like a knock on these guys, but sometimes there's an adjustment period to becoming a star. And in college, when you have to become a star, it's usually a little easier if you're somebody who already had to carry the brunt of a load versus nobody on this team was kind of ever the main guy on their team. There were guys that were used, but they weren't the main guy. And that there's definitely an adjustment period in college for things like that. Second from the bottom, we have TCU. Again, the roster's not overly impressive. When I look at the freshmen that they bring in, none of these guys are guys that I make me say, "Oh wow, this is gonna be something." I mean, Nene Gibson has been the most perennial mid-tier player in like basketball history. So he leads this TCU team pretty much to exactly where they already were. I don't see it, and hopefully maybe now he with some improved stock he can be a little more than what he already is. But TCU to me is not necessarily a change. Then it'd be Oklahoma State again. This may be the shortest episode that I do in like OTR history because I don't again like Oklahoma State didn't add any notable freshmen, and then the guys that they have on the team are. I mean, if your second best scorer returning is Jason Crosser, I don't gotta speak too much on it. And we'll just stop right there. But there's that on that as far as Oklahoma State goes. I mean, and then I would probably say Kansas State. When you look at Kansas State, they're like they purely were able to make it as far as they did and win the games that they did, mucking it up. And I don't know how long, or rather, how sustainable that is. But again, this is like outside of like Molly Thomas. I'm not. I'm looking at this roster again, not overly impressed. I mean, Roscoe Scarlett comes back. Zeberman is or Zilberman is a good shooter, but again, the things that plague them are gonna plague them. And people are like, "What about Justin McGavin? This, that, and the third." I don't overly think he even if they made him the focal point, it kind of doesn't change what Kansas State is, unfortunately. Then I would probably throw in Dayton. Dayton's roster again, like the entirety of the Big 12, it's just really hard for me to believe that this team becomes, even with the addition of Malachi King and Jaden Salas, again, really hard to see it. Yeah, River Rose comes back. Deontay Poland comes back, but eh? That's really all I can say about this roster. Eh? I mean, they're not. When you're looking at this team, you're not thinking, "Oh, this is a contender. This is a team that's gonna win it all in Hoopsteria." And I mean, we had Xavier go crazy, so anything is truly possible. But I don't see it from Dayton, unfortunately. Then I would put like Oklahoma, who probably did the most recruiting, but again, as far as a cohesive team unit, I don't see it. So it's one of those things like right, you bring in Breck Backer, then you bring in Terrell Coleman, then Andre Pope. All right. So you finally addressed the defense, but you lost two of your best scorers and kind of didn't replace that. So it's live or die by Suno Choppa's offense, because as good as Breck Backer is at scoring, complete liability on defense. And now you just kind of have to play with the lineups to try and find a sweet spot, because if Carson Cutler and Suno Choppa and Breck Backer all start, that's you're essentially right back at the weakness of your last year's team with not having any good defenders. And I mean, they went 14 and 18, so if you want to like perennially like that's what you're aiming for, can't necessarily say I'm against it. It's your world. Do whatever you got to do, I guess. And then I would say Iowa State. I have Iowa State ahead of Oklahoma, but again, this is a tire fire conference. I mean, they added two elite shooters in DJ Davis and Daniel Horry. I mean, they'll probably struggle getting them open, but Caleb Walker is solid. Like, to me, this seems like a more complete team. Like, you understand what they're building and what they're trying to do. The playmaking's probably not there for the level of shooters that this team has, but I can at least understand what's trying to be done here to some extent. Then I would say Texas, and Texas kind of I don't, is it bashing if I say this? Probably not, right? Texas just laid an egg as far as recruiting goes. I don't. I look at this Texas roster and I'm like, all the talent that's in Texas, this the best you can do. Mozgov and Mora Baskets played together. You you didn't really, you didn't spice anything up. This isn't, you didn't go get somebody that would inspire confidence in this roster. I don't look at this Texas roster and be like, oh yeah, these guys are definitely competing. No, don't see it. And then the team I have being the runner up in the conference, ironically, is a team in Texas, is a team that heavily recruited, is a team that tried to bring in the best possible guys. It's Texas Tech. I mean, bring in an elite defending point guard. I compared him to Lonzo Ball several times, and Cyrus Jackson. They bring in the tribal chief, DJ Ammer. And then they bring in a guy I'm rather familiar with in Jordan Belmont. And then they shore up their front court defense with Ezekiel Bull. Again, now because they're banking a lot on freshmen, having them this high is generally like wild and crazy, but they brought in a lot of high value freshmen. Like, these are all guys that would probably start on 90% of the schools in the country. So the fact that they all got together to play for Texas Tech, to me, makes them a threat. And then the team winning the conference is probably no surprise to anybody, is the Kansas Jayhawks. I mean, to wrap it up, Nas Hall. They don't got to speak too much on it. They're one of the only teams that has their front court solidified, and then they have elite scoring in the back court. They didn't necessarily bring in a once in a generation freshman, but Shamar Davis is a great shooter, and the roster pretty much speaks for itself. But y'all let me know down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is a team too high? Is a team too low? Do you think I care? But as always, SimWorld, the only place where you can see the game, be the game. Yeah.